and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 here in the heart of Season 3. Our creator team is faring quite well. I'm quite pleased, frankly, that we're not at the very top because 2026 can be one that's very easily exploitable if you prepare for it too well, because the AI don't prepare for it that well. In terms of realism, I'm glad we've made a step forward. I'm glad we're not dominant. Speaking of though, Mick now has all the car parts that Zane had last race because we've had the summer break to build them all. The next ATR period opens at the end of the Netherlands Grand Prix, so that will be the last batch of things that we do develop for the season, full stop, in terms of actual physical car parts. It will just be research otherwise. We've also been scouting drivers for affiliate purposes. We've approached one, I think, and that's it. Surprisingly few of them actually have high development rates. Tim Tramnitz is the only one that appears to have escaped that out of the ones that are out of contract at the end of the year. There's plenty that still have 1 year left on their contracts, and quite a few of them have contracts lined up for next season. Antonelli's the weird one because he is out of contract at the end of the year and he is absurdly 86 rated. So I could have gone for him had Zane Maloney decided to go to Alpine. But yeah, Alpine offered him 14.5 million 4 seasons, with a 2 million signing bonus and a 400k race bonus for 16th or higher, which tells you what their objectives are. And for some reason, the offer was tempting. The reason why the offer was tempting was because he actually ran out of contract. I genuinely thought he had another year. I'd not even looked at him once contract rise this season because I genuinely thought he was here till the end of next season. Good news is he's now here till the end of 2029 because I've offered him less money, less race bonus, and a lower threshold. Admittedly, our car obviously is better. We've managed to actually offer him less than what Alpine were offering him as a raw salary and a raw upfront payment as well. Admittedly, he gets that back if he gets 5th in more than about 8 races, I think it works out at, which he probably will do. So, good news, speculators that would have been there in the real world over silly season in the summer. Genuinely, I didn't realise he didn't have a contract for next year. So, that would have been speculation, despite the fact he is 3rd in the championship right now. Next year's lineup is confirmed. Lando, Zane. I don't know why that was a question, but never mind, that's my bad. Anywho, let's get to the Netherlands. Still the same boundaries because the game still thinks we are terrible, but performance here, 5th and 6th. Performance in Italy next, 5th and 6th. Performance in Azerbaijan, weirdly, 15th, 16th, despite the fact its primary focus is low-speed corners, according to the game, and we're 5th in that. It has minor in top speed, which we're not good at, but also DRS, which we are good at. So I don't really understand Azerbaijan telling us we're 15, 16. That might be a bit of a lie, but nonetheless, apparently 5th and 6th here. So for the Dutch Grand Prix, we have a wet qualifying, but a dry race. Not that actually matters with setup choices or anything like that. We don't have that level of nuance, but nonetheless, actually wet. So I did preserve 1 set of wet tyres through practice. I did my best. We still got 100% preparation and what have you, but we do only have 1 wet tyre. So if it stays full wet, thank God this gets drier. We'll just stick on an intermediate now. Well, the good news is it seems like the AI are smart enough to do exactly the same thing. Well, I suppose in reality, you probably wouldn't... You could make the prediction, but you probably wouldn't bank on it. Nonetheless, it has gone damp. And the second it does go damp, everyone goes. I'm just going to wait till it's driest. At the very end, there's no point. It could be a gamble, but in case we got it wrong for whatever reason, but I'm just going to wait till the very end. Could have got away with just doing one just for safety, but every lap counts. Cars going already is a tad irritating. Although I don't think everyone's going to go. Now, obviously, with us absolutely attacking the outlap, we should be fine and safe from Hauger, in theory. Not by much. But this is the extent of the people who are actually going to do a flying lap. And bear in mind, Stroll's literally just left with 1 minute away on the clock. So this is probably the extent of people who are actually going to do a proper flying lap in the driest possible conditions. Which means Hamilton is out, Hauger is out, Sargent is out, Fittipaldi's out, for certain, because they're not running again. Sorry, Hauger's going right now. Hamilton, Sargent, and Fittipaldi are definitely out. Well, Max just run right there, but he gets back on track ahead of George Russell, so we should be fine. We'll give him a hell of a tow. Wait, no, actually, no, that was Maloney that went off. Mr. Control went off, which is... He'll be fine because he'll still be able to get up to full speed again before we start the lap, so it shouldn't be a problem. Probably hurt confidence, but it's not a huge dent. These tyres have overheated quite easily, which does surprise me. Hauger took provisional pole because he decided to do his lap when it was drier. I say provisional pole. Next to the fastest first sector of anybody, which includes George Russell. but not the Ferrari that's on track. They're still faster. So that means Vesti is definitely out as well then. Realistically, based on the sector times that everyone's doing right now, I would probably say Magnussen and Pourchaire as the next two people who aren't on track right now. Goes behind Stroll, who was... Oh, Stroll was doing a lap. I didn't even notice him. But Albon, in theory, should displace Pourchaire. And despite the fact that Mick was robbed of a fastest sector by Leclerc, he did actually do a faster lap than him. But Tsunoda goes faster than everybody. Bad showing for Haas. Hit intermediates from the start of this time round. So I have a feeling this one might go wetter. It does go wetter. I'm expecting a rush, which hasn't come. So despite the fact that line, very subtly, but does go up. Why has nobody come out? A few people are coming out now. We're going to get stuck on people, aren't we? As everybody comes out now. There are way too many people coming out of the pits right at this second that we are not going to get caught on some of them. Actually, no, we might survive. Because I'm pretty certain you actually start a flying lap here at the DRS detection point, effectively. And I Stroll officially on a flying lap. So actually, no, we won't catch them. These will be solid laps. I'm only at least fastest of everyone who's done Sector 1 up until either the Ferrari or the Mercedes there, actually. 116.1. Mick only 1/10 lower, although it will probably count effectively as a 116.3 just because of the fractions. I don't know where Sector 2 ends, but Meloni still has Sector 2. No, he doesn't. That was a McLaren, I think, that probably took it. Yep, there we are. And now the track, in theory, gets wetter. Not by much, but it does. It'll help people who did get hindered, but no one else. If people go out a third time, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed at the AI. They did not. Both cars are through. Verstappen is out at his home race. Ricciardo and Russell being out is not really much of a surprise anymore. Apparently it's full wets from the start here. Is this wet to damp again at least? I think in theory it is dry at the end there, but I will say this. These wets aren't going to be used tomorrow, and this is now Q3. It doesn't look like it's getting wetter at the end, so if there is a red flag, it could push this back into wet territory. Well, he's randomly done an absolutely shocking lap there as a banker, but in fact, it actually got even drier than it was advertised. Cars are going now, which are going to cause a problem. Not too much of a problem, actually. I think we'll be okay. Because Gasly will get out of the way immediately since we've held him up on his actual lap there. Shout out to Gasly getting into Q3. Actually, slipstream for 2 seconds. As Gasly does the first intermediate lap, and it's, again, worth noting, only 3 other vehicles are on track here, so we will be, in theory, at worst, 6th. Struggling to get heat in the tyres now, for whatever. It absolutely burned them. Oh, Mick had a bigger problem with Gasly there, I think. But considering we were burning them in Q1, I started pushing them a little bit later in the lap, and now I can't get them up to temperature in time. Really finicky, the intermediates. No purples, so not faster than Leclerc, at least. Or I suppose it could be Stroll behind. Has already taken it off them. Maloney does do purple too, so it might be Stroll behind that's taken it off him. So he could be faster than Leclerc, we don't know. And Stroll did have to negotiate other vehicles there in Sector 2. Maloney, provisional pole. Mick, provisional third. Stroll is the one that can ruin it for us. And doesn't! Maloney takes the pole on the day that we announced we renew his contract. Consider I've not had an achievement there. Mind you, it probably come through at the end. Nope. There it is. That is the first one. I wasn't 100% certain we hadn't capitalised on a situation like this before and nicked pole in a rainy session. My brain brought into mind Canada, but I think somebody like Piastri still ran in that and still went ahead of us. That is our first pole. Well done, Zane. Welcome to your new contract at the end of the year. Don't get that bonus yet, my friend. Ooh, 3 stop for Mick. What? Dear game, you have Zane on a 4 medium, 2 soft. Both of those medium stints are shorter than the soft stint. Sort it out, you morons. Soft, medium, soft is already there. It's apparently exactly the same to do it in a more sensible fashion. But what I will do is obviously give the absolute maximum to the first stint, just so I can burn those tyres and come in early. Whereas Mick, can you even achieve a 2 stop? No, is the answer. If you're very, very careful, is the answer. A 3 stop that includes an aggressive stint. Realistically, what are we doing here? Right, bin the 1 stop out. Bin the medium hard out of this so we can work this one out. 4 first stint. Why is that slower? That makes no sense. It's literally 1 second. And it would require me to drive through the pack more and be more reliant on traffic, essentially. I'm tempted, don't get me wrong. Because there's very little in it, I might just do soft, medium with Mick. Because it gives him tyres to burn in that case, which he doesn't have otherwise.
final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway. This could be a big race for that man, right there, Lewis Hamilton.
This race sees them start from P22. And you know what? Maybe that gives them the incentive to just go for it.
And it looks like we're good to go. The drivers are ready and the crowds are waiting. It's the Dutch Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Let's not forget, of course, as much as Zayn was on pole and gets a terrible start, Mick did start fourth here as well. So it's not like I can just go too crazy with him. I want to capitalise on his position as well, and I want to play it as safe as possible. But Maloney's pulled a Lando Norris there and got absolutely done in immediately. I mean, that was literally the same track as well, where he just got a horrendous start. You know, he did eventually win that. Somehow I don't think we'll be quite so lucky. I mean, unless Stroll pulls the Lance Stroll, of course. But somehow I don't think we'll win that. Piastri inside still exists, and we saw what Piastri did last time from 20th or whatever it was. Still got on the podium. So from 7th, he's already 6th. So we've pre-built in this push lap into our strategy. So we'll allow our drivers to push. Mick is having an absolute... Yeah, Mick's having a right old go at Leclerc. He's at least forced him to defend and pushed him out of DRS immediately. To the degree where I actually kind of don't want to push his tyres anymore. And fuel, for that matter. I feel like ERS would be enough to do it from here. Up the inside, just backs out. That's fine. Next straight's better anyway. Maloney does fastest lap as... We shouldn't be focusing on him. He slips through. And as soon as I unfocus on him, of course, Mick gets through as well. We'll need to watch both of those back. I didn't actually see either of them. Great work from me. Okay, so not really much fuss. He won't pull away from Stroll, let's be honest. But not much fuss. He's on mediums, actually, so if he doesn't go for it, doesn't mean Stroll's going to be faster towards the end, though. Another replay for Mick, which seems rude. Now, Mick does have it in it. Mick does have it to drive away a little bit from Leclerc, but DRS is not going to let him... DRS is just not going to let him get it fully away. So realistically, as long as he doesn't lose too much time, it might be all right long term. They'll go backwards and forwards. I say they'll go backwards and forwards, actually. We saw the crash. Bad luck, mate. Literally not involved. It was Alex Albon by himself there, weirdly.
Sorry for
Language, Alex. You get fined for that now. We're not letting our drivers fight, by the way, because it helps this. And slingshotting past each other will get them back in Stroll's DRS, eventually. Although I think Stroll might have been playing possum because he has driven away now. Piastri's up to 4th already, by the way, and Sainz has followed him through. Leclerc's down to 9th on those mediums. What is going on with Leclerc? I know he's on mediums, but Bottas and Gasly are through him as well. What in God's name's happened there? Well, Cher's got himself up to 13th, which is ridiculous from where he qualified. That actually helps fend off Maloney a bit. Piastri. I was tempted to actually tell Mick to stay behind that time, but it's prevented Piastri getting through, I think. Although Maloney's real slow now for whatever reason. Lap 16, Maloney's back through, Stroll's already through as well. Now's the time to stop fighting. That's if Mick can even stay in a second because his tyres are... His tyre wear is obviously worse than Zayn's. They're fighting here. That's not going to help. I mean, it'll help actually Mick here because he'll get DRS off Piastri, potentially. Oh, no, they're the other way around by the detection point. So don't just put it already. That's his Vesti. Right, it's 39% tyres. Mick, absolutely destroy them, please. Maloney will be next lap, so actually he might be able to get away with 2 laps of attack here, or at least 2 laps of aggressive. You are a little bit by yourself though, so let's get you start recovering now. Full attack. So Mick seems to be the first of the sensible people to pit. Snowden already went. I don't know if he's doing 3 stop, but out of 2 stoppers at least, Mick's probably the first to go. Snowden could also go onto a hard at some point, I guess. We do get out ahead of him, but he does have to get his tyres up to temperature. I say we get out ahead of him. Yeah, we'll let Snowden through because he'll just drive away. I know what this happens. Okay, so Maloney is now by himself. Conserve. Mick did get an undercut. It put him a second behind Stroll when he came back out again. Obviously, he's not in DRS, so he's not got anywhere. But true by Leclerc though. Maloney got the undercut on Stroll, crucially. Snowden's come through Maloney because he's on a soft tyre, but he's definitely 3-stopping. That's annoying. VSC right now is annoying, but it doesn't help anyone other than Porsche and Sonoda, effectively. And Fittipaldi, who's already at the back. Oh, a couple of people here on 50% as well. It doesn't really help anyone that we're in a fight with too much, apart from Sonoda. As Bottas has got through, Mick, as has Verstappen. Better tyres at this stage. but there's obviously no reason to pit. So Sargent's the crash, but Hamilton's showing damage. I don't know if he always was, but actually VSC, you lost control. Logan is what happened. Tsunoda doesn't even take advantage. The good news is that means we don't have to save tyres too much. Just because his temperature's a little bit under, I'll get Maloney to go aggressive. Different fortunes of the RB drivers right now. Albon's a lap down, Tsunoda's in 4th, and Hunting 3rd in his worn soft tyres. I'm so glad we deployed there, Zane. I'm so glad we deployed there, Zane. What are you doing, you moron? This is costing you time, Zane. You're not really in the lead because that's Sainz versus Piastri. That's not changing. Round the outside then. Oh, forgot about Mick. Sorry, that's my bad. I think he got Mick through Verstappen. But Maloney did go Tsunoda, and away we go again for a bit. Tsunoda pits again. What's he go on to out of curiosity? It's a medium now. Yeah, he's 3-stopping. So if he did a hard, I think I would have thought he might have been able to do at the end, but I don't think so. Stroll on the soft comes through Maloney. Since there's no protection from Tsunoda anymore. Maloney is stuck. Stroll's doing 1:14.9s and Maloney's stuck trying to lap someone who won't get out of the way. Do you understand the concept of lapping Fittipaldi? I understand you might be faster on a soft tyre. You have cost us against Stroll, who we are legitimately... I say that. We were legitimately fighting Stroll. He's had a mess up. We'll have to watch that when that highlight comes through. Okay, we get Maloney overtake Stroll, so we might get an idea what happened to him. Ah, there he goes. Bye, Lance. That's why we fired you in 2022. Leclerc, Stroll and Ricciardo. Oh, of course, he just damaged his tyres in the process of doing that. He's come into the pits. Now, I don't know how much of those softs he had left anyway, let's be honest, but what's your gap right now? Both drivers, huge gaps. Let's get the rest of this fuel. We'll get that back to 1 kilogram. Mick and Tsunoda both have one more pit stop, I think. So this is all net positions. I'm actually wondering if we can push Mick's tyres here as he hurtles towards pit stop. Go attack on the last one here. Sainz catches and passes Maloney. To be expected. Tsunoda's caught right up, which is... I don't know what's happened there. I don't know where 4 seconds just went. Mick 16.6, Tsunoda 14.1. Have we had to lap someone? What happened there? I know Mick's on 42% tyres, but that's not worth 2.5 seconds. As the teammate... actually, I think we did have to lap someone. I think we had to lap. I don't think it was... oh, no, Mick's completely separate. I don't know, actually, what happened there then. Because Mick's just done his first lapping, and that was... But that got him well clear of Tsunoda. Alex did his teammate absolutely no favours there. Well, that should, in theory, be Mick's final pit stop. And he'll get an undercut on Tsunoda now, depending on what he does. So, I don't like this pit exit. That's a lot of vehicles. I mean, crucially, he comes out kind of at the back of them, and there's not another one behind him hounding him. So, just give him a moment to get his tyres up to temperature. Before, in theory, he should steam past Drogovic. Before, in theory, he steams past Drogovic. He's 1.5 seconds off. Why am I deploying? Right, your tyres are up to temperature, Mick. There's no excuse now. Is that Albon again? I don't think he has a rear wing. No, he's got a gap in his rear wing. Albon is slow for that reason. Oh, Mick's actually going for it here. Was he behind at the detection point? Because that might have been a foolish mistake. Right, so now we're losing time to Drogovic because Mick, you being a moron. Right, Drogovic might have DRS this lap, but he's not going to get caught up. I'm going to hope we can pull out 4/10, just driving normally now. And we can. I'm slightly confused what other people are doing right now because a lot of these people are not going to the end. The only person who's definitely probably on their final tower is Piastri, and even that's going to be a smidge sketchy, depending on his wear rates. So Mick officially in the gearboxes of Hauger and Gasly, who has to pit this lap. Surely Gasly. I'm not going to take away his fuel during this stint. Oh no, they're doing a stupid. Oh, they did a stupid. I'm fed up with this nonsense where 2 cars can't... As soon as you get in a train, people do absolutely stupid, moronic things. He's got through both of them because Gasly finally pitted. He's not that far behind Maloney. He won't catch him because Maloney's on the better tyre. But Snow's pitted again. He's come on out on a medium again. Double medium I was not expecting. I was expecting another softened Snowder there. Okay, well, Bottas and Ricciardo are doing absolutely insane things right now. What are you doing, lads? VSC, what's your risk right now? Because Snowder's already got you. What's your risk if it's on the kind of an 11-second-ish pit stop under a VSC? Because no one's slowed down yet. I'm going to presume this is the cause of the VSC because I can't see anyone off the track. Oh, it could be Hulkenberg, actually. No, he still seems to be going. I'm guessing this is the reason. I'm just thinking, we get Ricciardo here. Where is Ricciardo? Ahead. Right. Stroll's there, right in the gearbox. Somehow actually closer to leader than both Maloney and... I don't know how the maths has worked out there, but Maloney would come out behind Leclerc, which I'm not happy with. You just let them save your tyres. Mick, however, has an opportunity to go onto a better tyre. The only thing is, because it's a VSC, he won't be allowed to overtake this punctured car. What's this crash? Oh, it's Carlos Sainz. It's Carlos Sainz. What's happened? So he's had a punt up the back from a Mercedes, was it? Carlos Sainz is out. Whoever that was that caused that, Nani's now fighting for second. Oh, we were allowed to go through Bottas, despite the fact you can't overtake under a safety car. I'm guessing there's exemptions there. I'm going to go through Mick. Oh, it was Hulkenberg that did it. It was obviously somebody... I guess it was Hulkenberg because I saw the damage on him, but I didn't even consider. Go for it, Mick. Oh, well, at least that helps the DHL pit stop. Like, he was Mick was scrapping for 6th because Tsunoda had driven through him. He does indeed come out behind Gasly. So, identified that gap. Spot on. So I need you, Mick, to get back up to Leclerc minimum, Tsunoda maximum. Although I think Tsunoda's in Stroll now as well. Oh, he can destroy these tyres, can't he? Quick question. Yeah, he can destroy these. Once the safety car's over, he can destroy these. Ricciardo does pit under the safety car, but he didn't do it immediately. So that is a problem for Mick. And Maloney, for that matter. Ricciardo's a threat then. Mick won't got his tyres up to temperature under the safety car either, which is a problem. But at least he's on much better tyres than Max, so hopefully he won't get contested. And hopefully he can get up to speed quickly enough. Interestingly, though, we have managed to pull away from Stroll, seemingly. Might still be in DRS, but... Oh, Mick took Gasly without any effort whatsoever. Pourchaire's 7th. I mean, shout out to Pourchaire. He started like 16th or something stupid. This Williams does not know how to get out of the way. The Williams just will not get out of the way in terms of being lapped. It's insane. That's twice now. Different drivers as well. Okay, so Maloney and Stroll are fighting for second. Mick does fastest lap, though. That's a straight shootout between him and Ricciardo at this stage. 1:12.0. That's basically a qualifying lap. Onto the back of Pourchaire. Actually, no. Maloney might be fighting... All that good work. Yeah, I know you did, Mick. I saw it happen. I just need to get your tyre temps down again now because you destroyed your tyres doing that. Oh, well, it was worth a try. All right, we can attack him again now, though. God knows how Tsunoda's faster, though, by the way. On mediums. It's final lap for Piastri, but he's not crossed the line yet. So he should still get Max again and might get Gasly again, if he's lucky. I think Max's tyres are shot because he's just not keeping up at all. He'll get DRS again, but hopefully he won't attack. Yeah, no, we're good. Maloney, go for it this final lap, mate. You've run out of fuel, though. Yeah, Piastri's 36 seconds ahead of Stroll in the end. I need Maloney to get caught up in the first place. It's going to be a shootout to the line between... Oh, Mick. Make this stick, will you? No. I think Maloney's run out of fuel again. I don't know why it keeps happening to him specifically. Are you going to pull out, or are you just going to sit behind him, Mick? DRS the line. Doesn't bother. Oh, the game can be a bit thick sometimes, but that's a shame for Mick. Ooh. Lance gets Zane. Good points there, though. Mick finally gets 80 overall. Tramnitz in. Just have slightly more on the... then we managed to renegotiate this with Tramnitz, so that's another affiliate in just to help with that front. We don't have a huge amount. We only have 5, I think, so it'd be nice to get a couple more in. Weird you can't actually... Slightly weird you can't see his development rate now. You can if you do it via scouting. High. That's the reason why I went for him. Out of contract and high development rate. So we'll see where that one goes. Now to develop the last suite of pieces, we're going to do 3 pieces that combat dirty air tolerance and top speed the most, along with ideally tyre preservation and medium speed if we can. To me, it's definitely chassis because that does that the most. I think we'll do suspension and front wing. Now, rear wing might be the most for medium speed, but front wing is the most for dirty air tolerance, and suspension is the most for tyre preservation along with a bit of front wing. And suspension also helps a little bit with top speed. So while rear wing works with that as well, or I could just do rear wing, front wing, suspension. It'd be 2 minor ones rather than 1 major one for the top speed, but it might work. And you build front wings and rear wings faster, even though the development is longer. Rear wing really helps the medium speed. I think because we're almost at the average, even though it says 19th, I think we might actually do rear wing, front wing, suspension, all in development, all provide boosts. Suspension is in before Singapore, but we won't get the benefits of it until United States. Rear wing and front wing are in after Singapore. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We'll have 3 of each by the time we get to the qualifying session, so we should be all right. So all 3 bits will be on from round 18 onwards. So 18, 19, we'll get them for effectively 5 races, I think, because Bahrain probably won't be there. But 6 races, sorry. Still a quarter of the season, so it's not actually that bad. 7 if Bahrain actually decides to work. But we got a little bit more suffering to go. Monza. I always enjoy Monza, even if it doesn't necessarily always be an enjoyable race for us. But it seems to be faring okay this year. I was fine with our laps until Drugovich went faster. And Gasly went faster. Oh, good lord. I've just noticed Gasly, actually. That is a concerning lap time. Leclerc obviously has to do another one. Hamilton going there already. Bottas behind. Tsunoda and Albon behind as well. I actually don't feel safe. Oh, yep. Tsunoda's gone 4th. I do not feel safe. Well, off Maloney goes anyway. Slightly concerned Mick might have got caught on someone there. Who's in front of you? Oh, that's a Williams. That's a Williams also on a flying lap. I'm so sorry, Mick. I'll check what your lap time is at the end of sector 2 and see if I just bring you in, because I don't think you're going to go faster. Leclerc has moved. So I think we literally moved past Leclerc literally on track there on his in lap. I think he's done. That's what happens when you get stopped behind a Williams. Just, I don't know if he locked up before, just the Williams is so slow it breaks about 400 yards earlier. He actually had the fastest sector 1 because of that. Like, we obviously get the sound clip for Mick locking up, but I would love that genuinely, just because the Williams is so slow. It had to break so much earlier than Mick was anticipating. Ironically, that makes sure Mick doesn't actually get out of the session, so I think Mick's probably ironically fine now. Oh, he's still going for it as well. Missed that, but Maloney actually didn't do a faster sector 1. He didn't do a faster sector 2. I think Maloney's fine then, because he just needs one of these 5 that haven't finished a lap to still be slower. In fact, is any of them not on a flying lap right now already? Fittipaldi's already on an in lap. Maloney's actually fine. Leclerc's out. Leclerc and Albon are both out, which is strange considering Verstappen was actually first in that session. Crucially, actually, Mick didn't hurt any of his engine pieces, so it's just aerodynamic car parts we lost there. That's not too bad. This front wing, which we're building a new one of anyway, and a chassis. Well, we've messed up there because everyone's just come out as we are doing a flying lap. So we only got a hell of a toe off Daniel Ricciardo, who was just starting his flying lap as he finished his. It did see Maloney temporarily fastest of all until Sainz existed and Piastri existed, but honestly, I think Sargent gets round before we need to even leave the pit. So how many people on in-laps? Ricciardo already on in-lap, Sargent already on in-lap. So that's 2 people guaranteed to be worse than Maloney. It's not a huge gap for some of them, but Russell and Hauger were miles off. I'd say Hauger's a guaranteed 3rd to miss out here. I don't think I need to run Maloney again. Mick, obviously. Oh, it's traffic again. Thankfully, it's not on a flying lap, so he's not going to crash into it. Hauger's already done. Hauger and Russell are both finished. Maloney was fine. You can see their leaders have changed already. Mick's the only one left on over a second. Please catch this Alpine here. Please get out of the way. Thank you very much, Dennis. Russell now could be a problem. He's just had a slow for the Haas, which means we might catch him in the corner, or just get a brief toe on him before he dives into the pits. It won't be worth anything. Mick goes 3rd. It was worth something. Bottas is done. We just need one more person to not... Oh, no, Hauger was done as well, wasn't he? Sorry. Yeah, Maloney's fine. We'll share out. And Audi's 10th and 13th there, so this might be a stronger track for Audi, but a worse track for Haas, is the way I'm reading this. Oh, Hamilton's actually finally got a working car, seemingly. Should say, by the way, light rain in tomorrow's race. Fascinating. Both cars faster than Verstappen and Stroll. Although Gasly's just... Jesus Christ, Gasly, where did that come from? We're not going to have any softs with Mick, but I think it's a medium-hard race anyway. Verstappen is going to be a bit of a roadblock here when he's finished with his lap. Oh no, he's already finished. Still only 8th, strangely. He's the only one done. Stroll and Hamilton on a flying lap already. The rest of them on our laps with us. Unless he was the yellow flag. I did just miss something at the top, which probably was the replay for that. All right then, boys. I would say... Well, I was about to say distant toe for Mick, but yeah, okay, they weren't as close as I thought on track there. That is the definition of distant. So Hamilton's lap was well off, so that implies hindrance, because he's been competent in the other sessions. Brand new tyres, Zane's gone slower. Brand new tyres, Mick's gone slower. Was that Piastri taking pole? No, it was one of the Red Bulls that moved. I don't know which one. Hamilton cuts his leader time in half, but he's still 10th. Brand new tyres, actually faster second sector for both. You'll love to see it. Ricciardo, no improvement. Tsunoda, who is randomly insane now. I don't understand where this pace is turned up from for Tsunoda, specifically. I'm guessing Gasly's done as well. Maloney does have an improvement, but it's not enough to get him back off Tsunoda. Mick, no improvement at all. Brand new tyres. I've wasted them. Cheers, Mick. How have you not got past Gasly? I like to think some tracks are coded to be good for some specific drivers, and therefore Monza is quite good for Gasly. I like to think that might be a thing. Sorry, are you telling us we're doing one intermediate for the entire race? I think we might be doing one intermediate for the entire... tad sketchy here, if I'm honest, because that might be a bit of Bernie tyres. But it is intermediate. It is intermediate for the entire race. I would probably argue once we're through the Bernie period, pop another one on for the end. I'll be prepared for that. Just make sure I have both drivers prepared for that. 37, wasn't it? It's actually one second faster anyway to do that. And it's identical for Mick. So regardless of whether or not the tyres actually do burn up here, an entirely intermediate race is wild. And of course, another track where our DRS would be superb. And we don't get to use... Why does it never rain on the slow circuits?
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race.
8 isn't quite where they'd want to find themselves, but we know they're capable of turning this around.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. Here we go. It's the Italian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Still respectable starts from both our drivers. Qualifying spots, 5th and 7th. We were predicted 5th and 6th, so we're basically right on cue. If we can get past Gasly, we're right on cue. If we can get past Gasly, both drivers are on the outside of their respective counterparts. Maloney on the outside of Tsunoda, Gasly fighting Mick. Gasly gets the drive out of the corner. Someone's under nightmare there. That's Lance Stroll. We are 3rd and 5th because Mick's going around the outside of Gasly now instead. Job done. Now keep hold of that. Lance Stroll got back on track in 15th. Horror show. And let's not forget, in an Italian home race, Leclerc, it's not great, is it? And it being entirely intermediate means there's no DRS for us to exploit, but there's no DRS for anyone to exploit against us either. Whilst we have the best DRS, we're obviously prone for faster vehicle, the 2 sets of faster vehicles, Ricciardo and Stroll in this case, to come through us. As Bird tells me this. What's less damage? I don't know what for. We've gone heavy on the fuel just because it is raining the entire time, so that always gets fuel back. Mick officially did the fastest lap there on the first lap. That obviously won't stay because the second lap is always inherently faster. Is Mick going to make a move on Tsunoda here? Yes is the answer to that question. I'm slightly worried he's on the outside now, though. Doesn't get shoved off, which is the crucial thing. He's on the inside of Tsunoda. Maloney's on the back of Piastri and Sainz here. This could be something in front. I think he's done it. He's actually going for his teammate now, which isn't great. Oh God, it's 5 ways into... That was mayhem. All right, tyre temps down, lads. You've got 3 and 4. Leave it. You're fine. Sainz and Piastri, different world. Sainz particularly, wet weather specialist. Now, why has that happened, Zane? Is this Zane's not great adaptability coming into play? That he's just been immediately taken by Tsunoda. People sticking with us all the way down to Bottas. It's Ricciardo and Hamilton the first ones to have splits. Obviously, there's no actual DRS, so it's not a train, but slightly strange that it's Ricciardo that's split. I wonder if his car's not great either, specifically. Mick's fighting for second. Both drivers are on the outside here. I am concerned one of them is going to get shoved off. It says overtake successful. Not quite yet. This is actually fascinating racing off the start here. Maloney does make it stick. Hulkenberg's got damage now, randomly. Sorry, I didn't see you try an overtake there, Mick. This is fascinating, but I can't watch the entire race on 1 speed. So we do go into a little bit Benny Hill as we whack it on 2 times and see what happens. So Maloney now fighting back. Struggling a little bit. The rain situation was supposedly sorted out. Gasly's got a mechanical fault. That might separate them out. Maloney fighting his teammate, which is not really what I want. Someone's had a problem there. Was that Magnussen? Has he taken Magnussen out? What's going on here? So Hamilton's locked up there, but he's back on track in 11. But I don't think he really lost much. He was in the top 10, I think. I think he was 10th. I think he was behind Ricciardo, so he's not lost anything. Curiously, Stroll cannot make places up. And if everyone else is doing 1 intermediate, as per the strategies that were given to us, there's not really a chance for anyone to undercut anyone else. This is all just going to be raw driving and crashes. I suppose safety car could be a thing. Sainz has a mechanical fault. Well, hello. New level of interest here. Mick is not leaving them alone, though. For whatever reason, this early phase, we have the capability of sticking with them as our 2 drivers fight each other and shove Mick off. Zane's just compromised our entire race. By pushing Mick off the track, presumably there. All right, so let's get Mick past Verstappen. Thank you very much. I will burn these tyres because I know I can take them off later on. Mick does a new fastest lap. Zane, you selfish boy. I could have just told not to fight. I suppose that's on me. There's no DRS, so you can't get the back and front confidence boost, although he has got a great confidence right now. Just because you are burning those. I can't allow him to melt them entirely. Mick's got Tsunoda. I just don't want to watch that highlight. Apparently, Mick was pushed wide there again. I know Sainz is damaged, but Mick, how have you got overtaken by Tsunoda there? That's embarrassing. Apparently I'm not going to be given the overtake on Sainz as a replay. Let's go after Piastri here. And this stint we can do on aggressive anyway, so now we're in clean air, apparently. Oscar will fight you back, but we can do this on aggression. We watched it live, so... Oh no, Mick was trying to take Tsunoda. I just realised he's not actually going backwards there. Oh no, he was going backwards. He had gotten him first. Right, Mick, I need you to go forwards, not backwards. Because I think if you build a gap up, then you might be okay. I'm just going to leave you on aggression for a bit. If you could build... This is what I was worried about. I was wondering if it was going to be dry in places. This is a dip down, but I think we're probably all right. So we'll come off aggression just because it is dry. So I don't want to melt tyres. Oh, DRS will be enabled in these sectors. No! We can help Maloney and Piastri actually drive away from Sainz though. Because Sainz is DRS-less. Mick's going to have a huge problem here. Actually, let him ahead by the detection point. DRS was activated and yet nobody used it there between those two. I'm kind of thankful in the case of Mick, but shortly we are going to run into a spot of bother here with the intermediate tyres because it is drying right up. Slightly later than it was advertised. Mick is closer to Sainz by about half a second. Now we're in huge bother because DRS is a thing. If it allows to be fair, if it allows one clean overtake a lap, then I'm not too fussed by it because it will bring us onto Sainz, who's lost a huge amount of time thanks to DRS. Right, so this has now become officially conserve these tyres. It's too dry. In fact, we've fallen right onto Sainz. All right, back to wet. How's our tyres compared to... Tsunoda is pushing these tyres. He might actually be using two anyway. So that's why we're not losing Tsunoda, because he is going for these tyres. Yellow flag. I will say this. If there is a safety car at any point, we change the tyres. And then we run those to the end. But Mick's actually going for a podium here. Verstappen and Bottas have disappeared behind. Tsunoda will get the move done here because Mick's gone behind Sainz, which is not the attacking line. It's whether Tsunoda can get Sainz, which he can't. So Maloney's actually 3 seconds off Piastri now. I'll get him to push those intermediates again. Trying to work out if we're on a good rate of fuel recovery here. We're about right, I think. I think we're going to need to do some dedication at like a little bit of dedicated at some point, just because we're over a third of the way, just over a third of the way through by my estimates. And we are just under a third of the fuel back because we were about 7.5 originally, weren't we? 7.5. So we are going to have to do about probably like 1 kilogram's worth of dedicated recovery at some point in this race. Still, someone else has crashed. It's behind you, so it doesn't really matter. Is Alex Albon in the wars again? Is that Lance Stroll? Oh no, he was into Alex was the problem. Oh, he's lost his... Oh no, Alex! Oh no! He's lost his wing again. This time's not his fault. Oh well. Have fun, Alex. Enjoy being a lap down on everyone else again. Right? Like, Mick's now ahead of Sainz, so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to deploy him away from him. Piastri's pitted. I'm sorry, what? I knew Piastri was worse on his tyres, but Piastri's pitted. That's not going to help him. Surely he's going to get held up in traffic. I'm now worried by Tsunoda. Sainz and Albon pit, surprisingly. See, my concern is this spot here where I think it might... I don't think that is drier. I don't think that's drier than the dry bit. I don't think we're going to get into a Bernie period again. Crucially though, Piastri is further behind. Piastri's now got through. I think people went too early there. Verstappen's gone. Piastri's still 21 seconds behind because he keeps getting caught on people. You know what? Actually, this is a great period to do this. Destroy the tyres, boys, and pit as soon as you can. Get about a kilogram of fuel back in and destroy these tyres. Piastri's 23 seconds behind and now he's hurting as well because he's fighting Stroll. We're going to be sketchy by the end. Ricciardo now pits. I think that might be our cue. Bring Mick in now because I think we're actually approaching the dry bit. Bring in Maloney next lap because he just had so much more... Oh god, he was still recovering fuel. I just realised. Mick comes out with Leclerc. He was 8 seconds down. So Maloney comes out with Piastri. I mean, Mick gets shoved off immediately, which is always fun. Someone's just on the yellow flag. Don't be more than a yellow flag. Actually, no, be more than yellow flag. That would have helped. Vesti spins in turn 1. So we will be fighting Stroll and Piastri on exit, I think. But crucially, I don't know if Stroll's had damage or what, but we're on brand new tyres. And we're already ahead as well, crucially. Schumacher overtakes Sainz, which I wasn't expecting, if I'm completely honest. And I wasn't paying attention to it. Maloney could win this. We just hunt down Bottas. Drive away from Stroll, ideally. Right, no more ERS, mind, but it's crucially just trying to get outside of a second in case this does go under a millimetre and DRS activates again. Because otherwise we are in danger. I should be watching Mick. He's attacking people. So we let these melt a little. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them melt, take them off, let them melt, take them off. If we still need fuel recovery in the last 10 laps, we'll recover it. But we should be all right. Bottas pits. We don't even need to overtake Bottas. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Mick's back to 4th. But Maloney is 2.6 seconds ahead of Stroll now. I suppose to say, and he's not even hurting the tyres with temperatures. But I think what we'll do, we'll just phase them in and out. Attack again. Go attack on them again. I was worried about that, but it does help Mick long term. You know what the depressing thing is? I think that might actually be lap 37 when we originally planned it. Oh, it was lap 39. We would have been too late either way. Too early either way. Tsunoda seems to be the problem. Gasly's already out. That must have been mechanical. Oh, I'm just seeing Tsunoda retired, not the incident. It's not an incident. He's been shoved off there and he's hurt his underfloor so badly that he's out. Oh, I mean, great time for the track to go dry. Because by the time the safety car's in, it's damp again. Beautiful timing, game. Beautiful timing there. I appreciate the heck out of that. No DRS for anyone. Well overcooked the fuel now, though. It's got to be in this lap. Yeah, it is. Problem is, it is already hot, the tyres, so I don't know how to actually attack them. In theory, these tire temps should be coming down dramatically because it is already damp, but they're not. So we can also push the fuel to the end of the race now. We're going to have to be careful with that in terms of engine temperatures. Anytime you like, Zane. Anytime you like. I mean, you got to wait for the safety car to come in on pre-zone, but it just feels so long. Sainz's fault gets worse. Mixed third? Sorry. Oh, because Sainz pitted. Or Stroll pitted. One of the two. Our tyres are on 80%. It's not going to be much different for them. Ours are better than Piastri's, crucially. Is this going to be a Monza madness? Is this going to be a Monza madness? Get him. Get him, Mick. Don't be pushed off the track again. Get him. Good boy, Mick. Now don't fight your teammate. This could be sensational. Who needs DRS? Now, crucially, what I'm really hoping for is that Maloney just drives away. I know everyone's going to be probably deploying ERS at this point, but it'll be the next lap, which will be the crucial one for actually getting rid of Oscar Piastri. He's coming back. Sainz held Stroll up, though, because of his damage. Okay, now actually shove Oscar off. That didn't happen, unfortunately. Mick has less ERS for whatever reason. Oh, Mick. Stroll was already through. I was anticipating about to say, oh, we got him back, but we weren't even attacking at this point. Mick had got through to second. It's actually Stroll that he's attacked here. Oh, he's actually hit Stroll. Have you hurt his rear wing? It's going to be a penalty to Mick as well, that, I imagine. It's minor front wing damage. The good news is Maloney's still in for a... Oh, actually, he has damaged his rear wing. He has damaged his rear wing. Mick, with the expert sabotage. 4 laps to go. I'll just destroy these tyres now. Mick's getting a penalty. I need to get him as high up as possible. No penalties given. Mick, I need you to get Verstappen, like, ASAP. I'm not quite sure why you're failing so miserably here, Mick. Oh, of course, yeah, you do have a damaged front wing. I did forget about that aspect. Yeah, unfortunately, you've actually gone backwards on that last lap. I'm surprised Stroll hasn't gone further backwards, if I'm completely honest. Hang on, we need to watch something here. We need to watch something. He took pole, not here, but he took pole, and now he's taken a race win. Mick, hunting the Ferraris, who, you know, actually, probably nice to have one on the podium here, let's be honest. But Mick with the crucial rear wing damage that prevented Stroll from running away on brand new tyres. And didn't get a penalty for it. One for the team there. Took one for the team. I don't know how, I genuinely don't know how he got away with that. Sainz finished 16th. Simply lovely, says the thing in the corner. And we don't get to watch the podium because it's Zane that did it.
Pure elation there as the driver regroups.
Pure elation there. Pure elation. That's a bit more like it. I mean, Mick's involved in the celebrations. He's not won it, but you love to see it. Right. Mick still went up 2 places. So, good drive from him. Charles up 14. I forgot he qualified 18th. Zane gets Lance. 1 race win. 1 pole position, 2 fastest laps. You'll love to see it. I mean, we're not exactly hunting them down, are we? But still keeping Ferrari at bay. Now for Azerbaijan, which apparently we won't be as good at. Hang on. New regulations vote. Which one is this? Financial changes. That is, give more to the ones at the back and give less to the ones at the front. Yes. Which means it probably won't pass because everyone will vote against their best interest there. I do it for the sake of the save, not for the sake of my team. Let's see what's happened here. Everyone's voted for it, apart from Williams and Audi, who ironically were the 2 teams that would have benefited the most. Oh, I suppose Alpine would have been. Alpine and Williams are the 2 that benefit the most. Audi are semi-okay. Oh, they've got back to us. And they've agreed a new contract with Red Bull in the meantime. Great. Cool. So we don't get... It'd be great to have been given that email in the first place. We haven't taken too long. You already had a contract. I couldn't do it again. Azerbaijan, in a twist I didn't see coming, rained in Azerbaijan. Only practice once again, though, following the Netherlands setup rather than the... Well, I can't believe... Actually, we've had rain in 3 weekends in a row. It's also another heavy DRS track, which, you know, we'll get to use it somewhere. Trying to read this properly. Definitely lower at the end than it is the beginning. And everyone else agrees, evidently. Sorry, DRS enabled? I don't think so, Sunshine. Interesting, everyone's come out now. So they're planning to do their lap here. I might as well just wait till the end. Ah, fun. Fittipaldi had a moment there and evidently caught both Red Bulls in it. Or at least in the yellow flag. Not in the actual accident. And red flag. Ah, this might... It's Fittipaldi again. Can you do a lap without crashing, Enzo? That'll be great. Cheers. Yeah, we can see that, Enzo. That could be a problem. A, because it could just simply be wetter. But B, whatever rubber there is, gone. Oh, sorry, did that say very low before? Anyway. Well, the good news is it stayed basically steady. Someone just come out there. Because I think that ticks up just a smidge. But I don't want to get caught in traffic. I don't think everyone's come out. We may have messed up there a little bit. Well, good news. We do have appeared to have found ourselves pockets. Mick behind, well, the Red Bull that's come out. The McLaren that's come out. Don't know which one. And Ronnie behind the Red Bull that's come out. Actually, I was right on one of them. Just said it the wrong way around. I think I might be Ricardo. I couldn't see yellow. Trying to see the T-bar. Yeah, I think that's Ricardo. That's car 1. Oh, no. Ricardo's car 2. That's Piastri. Because Lando was car 2. Somehow managed to miss-hit the fuel there. Hopefully they didn't hurt him too badly. Fittipaldi's out, of course, but that doesn't really help anyone. Williams go out anyway. I was kind of hoping for a purple from one of our drivers there. I'm praying the reason why we haven't had a purple there is because of the Red Bull in front of us. We just seem a lot closer to the RB that's in front of him. I'm actually genuinely really hoping it gets stuck in the RB by the end of the lap and it actually ends up being knocked out. I suppose no one else came out. A lot of people didn't come out there. So who's actually properly in danger? The other RB, obviously. The other Red Bull's out. Sainz is out. Probably Hulkenberg, probably Russell, probably Djokovic. 4. Magnussen, I won't be surprised if he still doesn't get out. Although Gasly has just gone to the top, so I think the conditions are better. Yeah, so Magnussen's sorted. So basically, it'd be the 4 lowest people who on laps. 5, sorry, I should say. And Mick now behind Stroll and Piastri, which is expected. That's not great for Mick, considering he's slower than a Leclerc who, yeah, I can say. Hamilton on a flying lap still. He's actually fine, but it is Helga Djokovic, Russell, Hulkenberg. I didn't notice him there. And Sainz. Sainz will start 21st. Let's see what he can do from there then. 20th because of Djokovic, I think. But intermediate start again, at least. Which way round is this one going? It's much drier at the end. That is actual dry at the end. No point burning the tyres, no point risking damaging the car in a wet Azerbaijan. Sorry, not burning tyres, burning engine for 3 laps. I know it's only 3 laps, but every little bit helps preserve them over the course of the season. I barely run them in practice 3, just get to 100 and then leave it. Snow just come out. I am just curious. Yep, those are intermediates. That's a mistake. Verstappen's on soft, so he's the... But Tsunoda's messed up. Oh, God. Actually, no one else has come out. I need to get my drivers out and pray they actually make the line in time. Just because nobody came out, it baffled me so much. That was closer than I would like, 15 seconds. So, Vesti, Magnussen, Sargent, Hamilton, Gasly, and Ricciardo are out. Unless one of my drivers bins it. Tsunoda, despite being on intermediates, did do the fastest lap. Because at the very least not in the detrimental phase. We're going to have to go past Tsunoda here. Thankfully not in the twisty bits. Maloney's gone faster than Verstappen. And Mick will have the toe off, Zane. I'm curious to know what this will do. I mean, if I'd known that nobody was going to do a dry lap, then I might have tried the intermediate at the beginning and prayed that we were fast enough. But I would have had to come out at the end anyway because I wouldn't have been able to risk it. Maloney's faster than Verstappen. I mean, it might be drier than it was for Verstappen. 1.8 seconds faster. That was definitely drier than it was for Verstappen. But late to that, we weren't to know. Back to 1.28 though. It's... Ooh. Is that even dry at the end? It might be. No one has come out this time. I think we are waiting for it to dry out. According to the map though, it should get marginally drier, marginally wetter, and then not much drier, but a bit drier. So it is the marginally wetter bit. You're a bit late there, Slade. We've got 5 minutes to go. I think it's just because the first person's come out. On intermediates, curiously. Oh, now we've got a question. I think this might still be intermediate. I think the very least we'll be in a Tsunoda situation. We're in a Tsunoda situation. We've also held up that Red Bull for the entire lap, so sorry, mate. We are dealing with 3 vehicles in our way. In theory, it doesn't get drier than 0.88, so I think we're fine. As long as it doesn't go under 0.75, we should be okay here. Absolutely mug Lance Stroll off. He will be 10th of 10. Everyone did go on intermediately, so no one's on a dry time. Even though it will be dry. That's a good point. DRS would have been enabled for some of us, but maybe not others. Maybe it was under a millimetre for everyone. I think it was basically a millimetre as we started off out lap, actually, or flying lap at least. I think other people may have had DRS there. Crucially, Maloney doesn't catch any of the drivers pitting, except for this one, who he catches just the right moment to maybe get a toe off it. Second, we'll take that. We'll share third. Mick seems to be miles away. Mick, there we are, 4th. Not bad for the team. Not bad for the card predicted 15th, 16th. Porsche has a penalty. It's 2nd and 3rd. One stop for Mick doesn't seem sensible. 12 seconds faster. I will rotate this for Zane as well, just because obviously we have the opportunity to go onto another medium if we don't. Full 5 push for Zane. Full 5 push the entire time. Whereas Mick is more selective. I'm actually curious. What is that? 1:29.2. 1:29.16 is 14 seconds faster just purely because of tyre wear capabilities. Being able to push further. That was 7 laps, wasn't it? So, and force them off the line. There we go. Lovely. Same strategy for both. Probably pitting at different times. I don't really know. We'll make sure they pit separately.
Well, it's great to have you with us, folks, as we settle in for the weekend's Grand Prix action. Well, they certainly appear calm and composed heading into this race.
They're in 2nd place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds after lights out.
But remember, anything can happen in Formula One. Here we go with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
I'm a little bit annoyed that we keep getting the livery bug for those cutscenes. I'm also very surprised that's not been fixed. Then again, we've not had any communication from Frontier. Admittedly, they're probably focused on Planet Coaster 2 right now for about a month. I am slightly worried they're kind of done with the game. I'm hoping they kind of circle back to it at least in December as a company, once the focus is shifted away from Planet Coaster 2, which admittedly has got its own issues. Don't get me wrong, it's still good and it's still the same enjoyment you got from the first one, but there's some weird quirks with it that just make it that little bit more irritating than it should be. Also, just worth noting, this is lap 1. We are a second away from Max Verstappen already, who is also on a soft tyre, which does surprise me. I know part of that is going to be the fuel, which will equalise towards the end of the race. Don't forget Stroll's in 9th, he's out of position, and Sainz is in 18th, he's even more out of position. So we're going to have to expect them to come back through the field in some way, shape or form. But as DRS activates next lap, there's a good chance, hopefully we get a tow that pushes Verstappen away rather than towards us. Ryder's fastest lap. Is he about to make a move into turn 1? No. I think he might have tried it, but please tell me that actually put Mick back in DRS range. It didn't. I don't think it did. I'm just going to have to fend off Verstappen now because Maloney made a move on Piastri. He's actually done it now. Maloney's in the lead. 15-16th here. I think Mick might have successfully fended off. He has. Good job, Mick. I don't know why I'm saying. I don't know why they're saying overtake. I want to watch that because so he'd gotten ahead. Oh, he actually had gotten ahead. But yeah, fends him off. Well done. I'll take them both off immediately just because tyre temps. But Mick's keeping Piastri company at the end of lap 2. He dropped Verstappen, which is at least giving Maloney the breathing room. I'll just eventually, in case he gets close enough to Maloney. He makes an overtake and somehow goes down in confidence. Oh, there we go. So just get these tyre temps back down again. Might just nab DRS off Maloney as well for good measure. We saw that live, he did. So it brings Mick onto the back of Maloney, who I will set off attacking as soon as his tyres come back down. It's Sainz who's crashed. It's Sainz who's out. Big incident for the championship. That's a red flag. I mean, that's a red flag incident. Whether they'll actually make it a red flag, I don't know. Or if they'll just reset the cars. Oh, no, they're down there. No, okay. It's a safety car in reality. It'd be a safety car just because they can't afford to have cars in the runoff. Oh, they've actually both got going again. But they are both going to be roadblocks for the entire race. They are essentially out. But yeah, Mick back on aggressive, Maloney back on a full attack.
Safety car ending mode push.
Mark? There was. I know I said there should be a safety car, but there wasn't a safety car. And crucially, because Maloney's going all out, he dragged Mick away from Piastri. I don't understand what's happening. Because I told him not to fight as well. I think there will be a point where Mick doesn't accidentally catch the DRS at this rate, but so it could just be worth letting them cool both their tyres down, which will give Maloney the extra tyre wear needed to go an extra lap here. It is Ricciardo and Tsunoda, former teammates. I think that's on you, Daniel. I think you squeezed Yuki out a bit there. What lap did you come in? 15. Well, you were targeting 16 anyway. All right, back on your strategies, because Piastri's close by 2 seconds somehow. Safety car's come out. It didn't pause the game, but safety car came out. It's Hauger, presumably. I'm going to guess it's there. Oh no, that's probably Fittipaldi. I don't know where Hauger's crashed, but that is a safety car. I mean, why would I not with both? Why would I not? I know Mick's a bit close, but I can't get to watch it. It is turn 1. He has done the usual, I think, here. Yep, it is the usual. Oh, he nearly takes his teammate with him. Oops, Dennis. I mean, that's some of the fuel back already. Sainz pits. I mean, that's irrelevant. Sainz. Pit to retire, my friend. Pit to retire. You cannot get anything out of this race unless like 12 other people crash. Our drivers are too close together. I presume Piastri will pit. I would presume anybody on a soft pits here. Actually, Bottas on mediums probably pit as well. So realistically, everyone that will end up behind by pitting is going to pit, I think. Well, I don't feel like you are coming in, aren't you? Okay, you are. I'll be honest, it didn't look like they were coming in there. Piastri pits, as predicted. Mick's going to have to wait. It's going to have to be a great pit stop. It's a 2-second pit stop. It's a great pit stop. Mick doesn't get held up for too long. He's going to end up behind Piastri because he's going to get held, I think, more than anything. Yeah, so he loses out to Piastri. That was predicted. But it was necessary because everyone pits, actually. Even people who are on decent tyres. I mean, distance irrelevant there, mate. I think there's a lapped vehicle in between. Yeah, Magnussen, who's going to have to be let go here. So this is really going to help the tyres. I think realistically, by the time these get going, because first we have to wait for Sainz to get caught up in the first place, which is going to take forever because he's wounded. All right, so Sainz is caught. Max is now gone. They don't necessarily wait for them to come back in again, so the safety car might go now. We get one more lap, which I think is basically the lap we were planning to pit on anyway. Yeah, safety car's ending. I don't think I need to recover fuel. I took 3 laps out and now I'm basically on par. So Mick, I need you to take Piastri again. Mediums for them as well. Keep an eye on Bottas and Leclerc. I'll watch it from Mick's point of view because obviously it's all about what Piastri does as well. It seems like an absolute age. Just idling behind. Science development issue, that's fun. I mean, it's science. Honestly, I hope the science issue develops quickly, that he just retires, because I feel sorry for him. Genuinely looked like Mick was going to have a run there. He's keeping it interesting on Piastri there. My only concern is, my only concern was they were probably going to do a more conservative, maybe one-stop strategy, which is the reason why we were pulling away from Piastri. Somehow going soft to hard and somehow making that work, which obviously would have made it more difficult by doing an extra pit stop in our case. But because of the safety car, they've switched to a 2-stop strategy and they'll be going all out, full beans. Okay, no moves made. I mean, again, we've dropped Verstappen instantly. So it is a 3-way fight, weirdly. I'm kind of hoping we actually get further away from Verstappen this time, that he doesn't even draft us on the straight. Because he homed right in last time, which made it more awkward for Mick long term. No DRS yet, but once again, the driver in second place, getting the draft on the driver in first place doesn't help. Just a yellow flag. I might keep Mick deploying ERS actually, just because he's got more of it for whatever reason. I don't need to watch this replay real quick. Who is it? Albon again. Jesus Christ, Albon. Do you get out of this with the rear wing? Yeah, you do. That's all right then. I mean, not for the driver. He's hit, obviously. So I need you to stay in the DRS. Actually, I need you to stay in the DRS, Maloney. I'm taking Don't Fight teammate off here because we might need to slingshot past each other. Stroll's 4th. Safety car worked out for him there. Albon gets a penalty for that, and Mick did get one last race for literally driving into the back of Stroll. I don't really know why Maloney's struggling so badly here. He actually has a mechanical fault. Oh, I need him to cross the line. Where's this fault? It's engine. Not quite enough there, Mick. Verstappen gets Stroll back. That's going to keep them maybe behind. It is a chain, so that might make it more awkward than just being a straightforward slipstream front and back. I mean, we have caught Piastri now. I do wonder if actually we have cooked these tyres a bit too much. Maloney did drop right off. I did just realise I forgot to take ERS off Mick. That's probably why. Mick, I mean, he's straight through there. Actually get to use our DRS on a track that utilises DRS. Not now, obviously, because we're in front. But so Mick and Piastri will go backwards and forwards then. And hopefully Maloney will get caught up at some point. Got his tyres back down, so you can start pushing them. Okay, a few more laps of backwards and forwards, and Maloney has eventually caught up, as has Verstappen a little bit. Slightly worried by that train being dragged along. Pourchaire's fallen out of it, but that's about the only change there. They are available to attack each other, but the hope here is both get Piastri. Not like that, they won't. That could have been more information if they tried. See if they can deploy. I don't know if they actually even deploy on this straight or not, but Maloney, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Yes, boy. Please make that stick. Please make this stick. Please make this stick. Please make this stick. Yeah. I will allow you to go past him just purely. Might just give Mick a spot of absolute attack mode real quick. Just so we can, as a unit, drop Piastri, which has worked. All right. Don't overtake each other there. That was perfect opportunity to do so. Now you're going to do it in the more awkward spot, which costs you more time. I mean, that's backfired. Maybe get your tyres down, because those tyres are burning. Okay, don't fight him now. Maloney's ahead. Back on your aggression. And as a unit, drive away again, like you did in the first stint before there was a safety car. Magnus is going to cause a problem. But Mick got back in DRS range. That's the most crucial bit there. Oh, actually, he's outside of it now. Oh, he keeps... At the very least, he stays close enough that even if he doesn't have DRS, he does get a draft on the straight. Now, nobody brake now. Out of curiosity. Yeah, everyone is doing the same strategy as us, essentially. So we've got our ERS back as well by just not doing anything. Sainz's fault gets worse. Sainz has actually managed to get to 12th despite not having a rear wing. How good is that? How good is that Red Bull? He's got half a car. And he was 12th before he pitted. He was only 20 seconds off the lead before he pitted. How good is that Red Bull? Slash, how irrelevant is that rear wing? Are they same lap? 36, 35. Okay, so Mick is, in theory, a lap before. Piastri's already pitted. I've just noticed that, and I'm slightly worried by that. He's actually been on them for a couple of laps already. Mick at least came out ahead of Piastri. Notably, actually, ahead of Piastri 3 seconds, so we might be right there. Annoyingly, he doesn't... You're going to need to get through Stroll immediately here, Mick. In fact, I might deploy Zane now, just to try and see if he can clear Stroll. At very least 17 seconds seems to be enough to get out. He's going to come out behind everyone, actually, I think I've just messed up with an undercut there with Mick. I'm going to be in the... McLaren Hungary situation. Oh, you've really not deployed well there, have you? Battle assist my arse. Yeah, Maloney comes out well behind. Mick gets Bottas, still hasn't got Stroll. Actually, this is for the lead. Stroll undercut massively. Oh no, I thought we were comfortable. Go around the outside of him. Yeah, suck on that, Lance. Ideally, actually, be behind now. Stay behind Leclerc by the detection point. Don't overtake him. Don't be the sitting duck. Oh, you idiot, Mick. He's got Leclerc, but Stroll got him first. Although he might get Stroll here. Maloney's already through Leclerc as well behind, crucially. I wasn't expecting Stroll to be a point here, but he is. Piastri's issue got worse, so he's out of this. And now, actually, what's really helpful is you're still on don't fight teammate. Take that off. I can't have you just move out of the way. Say if Maloney hounds Stroll, that keeps him thinking behind rather than in front too much. He's going to do what Mick did to him. But he's going to make it interesting on the inside. Can we not fight each other? All right, Mick, you've mucked that up big time. Maloney at least will get caught up. And now there's a VSC. Oh, it's Magnussen again. I'm not gonna even give him the courtesy of showing his accident. He might have just ruined this. All right, ending. Fuel's back though. I didn't have to actively save at any point, which is nice. Verstappen's comfortably behind. It feels like a safe double podium, unless one of ours does a madness, of course. Maloney's already got past Stroll. Now I need Mick to hound. Sorry, Maloney just did that off the restart. I love that. Thank you very much. I'm surprised he didn't put Stroll in the wall, if I'm honest. Mick's right in his gearbox as well. But Stroll's back through again. Because why would anyone defend sensibly? Maloney, I need you to deploy. Deploy and deploy away. Get out of there. Leave Stroll behind. Mick's going to struggle to get DRS here. And Zane's out of it. Maloney does fastest lap and then gets overtaken. I'm just going to let these three fight, and whoever's in the lead at the end. It's mostly Maloney and Stroll right now. Mick's just a spectator watching it from behind. Final lap. Tyres in the tank. I decided to save him at the end just so I could destroy him. Probably should have pushed Mick a couple laps earlier just to make sure he got close enough to actually do something, but he's 5 seconds behind now. He couldn't keep up with them. I think if it was just Maloney could have dragged him along, but the fact it was Maloney and Stroll meant that Stroll occasionally kept dragging Maloney along. I'm a little bit annoyed. Stroll's come from, I think it was 9th or something, due to safety cars and what have you. He's really benefited. Sainz is 11th. He has half a car. How close is he to 10th? Because if he got a point there, no, Maloney's going to drive away now, but Mick's actually going to get a lot closer than I was expecting him to. It's a double podium, but we still won't see it because Maloney's in it. I just won't. I'll make sure Maloney doesn't actually end up dying on the line again. Might as well burn the tyres. Can't go wrong now. This is a turn up. 15th best car. I'll just skip over Mark Slade's boring post-race debrief there of what to do with the car. 2 wins from Maloney. I'm not going to lie, I really wanted to give one to Mick there, but I couldn't engineer it with Stroll. I really hope there's a way I can engineer a victory for Mick at some point before he goes. I forgot they started 2nd and 3rd, but still. Porsche up 8 places through Leclerc, through Bottas, through Piastri, who had a severely wounded car by the end of that. Safety car really hurt him because it bunched everyone up behind him. Carlos Sainz, despite the fact he had a broken car and started 19th, clearly, there must have been another penalty that ended up behind him. Still ends up 11th. Actually, of course, Piastri not really doing too well there. Still keeps that interesting. 60 points. It's very, very similar to real life, but reversed. It's the McLaren ahead of the Red Bull, but it's the Red Bulls ahead of the McLarens in the Constructors. And despite being the best driver and potentially winning the World Championship, there's a chance McLaren could finish 3rd. This is a weirdly analogous season in F1 Manager to the real world season, just with different players. Because Ferrari aren't in this one, and we could be the ones to take out the constructors of the potential world champion. In this world, McLaren are Red Bull are McLaren, and we're Ferrari. Both drivers in this as well, which means we are still chalking up reasonable points. We're not really much threat from behind. We're kind of solid 3rd in this as well. We'll take it. Oh, a sub 2 second stop for Mick second time around. That's why he only took 17 seconds, really. It's straight in, straight out. And 1 and 3, a double podium. That's our first of those. Just keep on ticking off milestones. Now we just need to get Mick a victory, and then we can call it a full suite. Well, this does mean, really, with victories under our belt now, it does mean I can start simulating races or just not including them in videos going forward. We'll close out this season in the full spectrum of, as we have been doing, but it just feels rude to change it halfway through. But that will do us there. Singapore, next time around. I believe it's another 3 non-sprint races. Singapore, Austin, and Mexico. It is indeed. I'll see you for all of those. But we're up to winning ways. If you've enjoyed this, do like, do comment, do subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know what you're doing. We're nearly episode 40, or maybe already are. I've lost track. Nearly, I think. Got ahead of myself, I think, there. But until next time, thank you for watching. Cheerio.